Welcome to the deep dive. Let's talk about being smart, but maybe not in the way you usually think about it.
Right.
Today, we're skipping the usual test scores and diving into 5 less obvious signs that you might possess a lot more intelligence than you give yourself credit for.
Exactly. It's easy to get sort of boxed in by that academic definition of smart.
Mm-hmm.
But intelligence, well, it's much broader, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really about how we think, how we learn, how we interact.
Yeah, how we navigate the world. So, our goal here, our mission for this deep dive, is to unpack these 5 signs.
We hope that maybe you, listening, will recognize some of these qualities in yourself.
See those clever ways you're already operating. So, let's jump right in. First up, natural curiosity.
Ah, curiosity. It
Yeah.
really is the engine, that fundamental urge to ask why,
Yeah,
to want to know more about something, even if there's no immediate payoff. That's a huge sign of an active mind.
totally. And it's not passive, is it? It's that active seeking, like grabbing a book about something random that caught your eye, or watching documentaries just because.
Or learning a new skill just for the heck of it.
Right. That proactive engagement, it just snowballs. It fuels that continuous learning.
And it's so important to remember, this isn't just like academic curiosity.
No.
Being fascinated by people, different cultures, or even understanding yourself better,
Hmm.
that counts too. It shows a real breadth of interest.
A versatile intelligence, yeah. That intrinsic drive to figure things out.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's curiosity. Let's pivot now to something else, equally crucial, but maybe less talked about. Emotional intelligence. EQ.
Yes, EQ. Basically, it's your ability to understand emotions.
Your own emotions.
Yours and other people's too. Recognizing them, understanding what they mean, and crucially, managing them effectively.
And it feels like IQ gets all the attention, but EQ is, well, fundamental to navigating life successfully.
Massively important. If you can tune in to how someone else is feeling, if you can handle relationships with, let's say, empathy and good sense,
And keep your own cool when things get stressful.
right? That shows a really sophisticated kind of intelligence at work. It's not just about being nice.
No, it's practical.
Very.
Mm.
High EQ makes you more effective socially, obviously. Stronger relationships, smoother teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
But it also feeds directly into problem solving. Staying calm under pressure, seeing different perspectives in an argument, communicating clearly. That's a huge advantage.
That makes total sense. Seeing the emotional angles helps find better solutions. Okay,
Yeah.
curiosity EQ. Number 3 is being a great problem solver.
Yeah, this is where intelligence gets really practical, you could say.
Tackling problems head on.
Whether it's everyday stuff like fixing something broken or bigger, more complex challenges, the ability to find a way through, that's a clear sign of a sharp mind.
And it's more than just finding any solution, right? It involves that critical thinking piece.
Definitely. Breaking down the issue, looking at it from different angles, maybe getting a bit creative.
Thinking strategically.
Yes. And good problem solvers often have this methodical approach. They don't just flail around.
They break it down.
Yeah, into smaller pieces.
Yeah.
They try to pinpoint the actual root cause, not just the symptoms, and then they make a plan.
That structured thinking, that analysis, that points to real cognitive ability.
And efficiency matters too. It's not just solving it, but finding a good solution. Maybe even an elegant one.
That optimization aspect, I like that. Okay, so curiosity, EQ, problem solving. What's next? Adaptability.
Adaptability. Being able to, well, roll with the punches.
But adjusting to new situations.
Exactly. And not just coping, but actually thriving when things change. Which, let's face it, is pretty much all the time now.
Tell me about it. So being flexible, open to new ways of doing things.
Learning from experience, bouncing back from setbacks. These are all signs of a really agile intellect. It's about embracing change, not fighting it.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Think about someone starting a new job and getting up to speed quickly.
Yeah.
Or mastering new tech without a huge fuss.
Or even just navigating big personal changes with resilience.
Precisely. And the key is, intelligent people don't just survive change. They use it.
How so?
They see it as a chance to learn, to grow, to turn a challenge into an opportunity. That's adaptability plus.
Seeing the growth potential within the change itself.
Got it.
Okay, that leads us nicely into our 5th and final sign, strong self-awareness.
Self-awareness, this one's foundational, really. It's about truly understanding yourself.
Your strengths, your weaknesses.
Your emotions, what motivates you,
Yeah.
your patterns of behavior. It's like having an internal GPS.
And knowing yourself that well must help with making decisions, right?
Absolutely. Better decisions, more realistic goals. because you know what you're working with
And it fuels self-improvement.
constantly. If you know your weak spots, you can work on them. If you know what makes you tick, you can leverage that.
So how does this show up day to day?
Well, it could be reflecting on why you reacted a certain way, or actively asking for feedback, even if it's tough to hear.
Trying to understand your own triggers.
Yeah, exactly. Recognizing, okay, this situation stresses me out, so what can I do proactively? Or noticing how your words affect someone and adjusting your approach.
That level of insight
Or
is
so. It's powerful.
It really is. Honestly, assessing yourself, seeing where you can grow, that whole process is a huge part of what makes someone truly intelligent in a broad sense. Continuous growth.
Okay, so let's recap quickly. We've looked at 5 signs that go beyond the usual measures of intelligence,
We had natural curiosity,
that drive to learn. Then emotional intelligence, or EQ.
understanding and managing emotions, yours and others.
Third, being a great problem solver.
Finding effective, often creative solutions.
Fourth was adaptability.
Thriving through change, learning from it.
And finally, strong self-awareness.
Knowing yourself deeply, strengths, weaknesses, motivations.
It really paints a much richer picture of intelligence, doesn't it?
It does. It's complex, multifaceted. These signs give you, the listener, a broader lens to see your own capabilities.
Yeah, it definitely encourages you to look beyond just grades or job titles. Reflect on these areas in your own life.
You might be surprised by the insightful ways you're already operating.
Absolutely. Recognize those strengths.
And maybe, as a final thought,
Yeah.
consider which one of these 5, curiosity, EQ, problem-solving, adaptability, or self-awareness, really speaks to you the most right now. What would happen if you decided to consciously nurture that one area a bit more? How might that amplify your ability to navigate the world, to learn, to connect? Something to think about.